Welcome to the Outdoor Biz Podcast, your home for inspiring conversations with outdoor insiders. Each week, author, speaker, adventurer, and outdoor industry veteran Rick Saez talks in depth with iconic brand founders, sales and marketing pros, product designers, and industry rising stars. Listen in when Rick's guests offer actionable advice to land your ideal industry gig and grow your outdoor career. Catch us again when the conversation shifts to the hottest outdoor products, destinations, and the latest industry insights. And now, here's Rick.
This week's Inspiring Conversation features WANDRD Co-Founder Ryan Cope. Ryan talks to us about growing up all over the world, how the idea for WANDRD formed around their kitchen table, and launching with Kickstarter. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Thank you. I'm excited to be on.
Yeah, good to be catching up with another photographer and bag maker. I always love to talk to you guys. It's fun. We have lots to talk about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So in the WANDRD bio, you guys say that you and Spencer grew up all over the world. That sounds pretty awesome. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, and so we grew up all over the world, and we traveled quite a bit. And one of the first big trips I remember was when I was in the third grade. My parents bought a motorhome, and we live in Utah, or grew up in Utah, and we took the motorhome for a 2-month trip down the Baja Peninsula.
Wow!
So they checked us out of school. We did all like the homework from the motorhome and everything, and that was just a really cool experience to get to do that with the family and to spend that time together at such a young age. And then from there, it seems like every year had a couple of big trips where we'd pick a new destination and go check it out.
That's awesome. So traveled all around the world like that. What year was this? What was the Baja experience like back then?
Let's see. If I was in the third grade, would have been like 1997.
Okay, so
I want to say
quite a bit different. I'll bet a lot of dirt roads.
Yep, a lot of dirt roads, a lot of bumpy roads, a lot less busy.
Yeah,
and we actually go back down to Baja quite a bit, and so it's been interesting to see it change over the years.
I'll bet. Yeah, I was in Loreto a few weeks ago. It was awesome. I hadn't been there before. I've been to San Felipe, and when I was at Eagle Creek, we had a factory in Ensenada, so I went down there a lot. So I had that experience. But yeah, Baja's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Oh yeah, and actually San Felipe, we do that just about every year.
Oh, cool.
Since I was in the third grade, we'd go back down to San Felipe. So we love that.
That's a great spot. Yeah, it's a great spot. Yeah. So what was your first traditional outdoor experience? Hiking, biking, camping, something like that?
Yeah. So we grew up in Utah, so right at the base of the mountains, and love Utah for that. And ever since I was a little kid, it seems like we were going camping on the weekends, or in this community, Boy Scouting is also really big. And so I was part of a Boy Scout group, and we'd go camping or fishing and climbing and all that good stuff.
Cool. Did you make Eagle Scout?
I did, yeah.
Wow, congratulations. That's I made it to Cub Scouts, and then I discovered sports. So
yeah, actually my dad was really anxious to get somebody to an Eagle Scout, so I was the last available option, and he ended up throwing up like a little incentive. He's like, if you get your Eagle Scout, I'll give you $200, and I'm pretty excited about that.
There you go. Hey, whatever works, right? That's pretty funny. And how about photography? How'd you get into photography?
It seems like it goes hand in hand with the outdoors and with travel, right? Like you're getting out, you're seeing these amazing things, experiencing all these cool places, and so it's natural to want to start to capture those things. And yeah, just started picking up a camera and deciding I wanted to get more into figuring out how to capture those places and experiences.
Very cool. So was that a digital or a film camera back when you got going?
Mine was digital camera.
Oh, okay.
That was what I started with. My brother Spencer, it was fun coming up with this bag together because he shoots more film and I shot more digital. And so
perfect.
We came with it from two different perspectives.
And you just documented your experiences and travels to begin with as a photographer?
Yeah. Documenting travels, and then was really big into climbing, into backpacking, and also getting those kind of outdoor adventure shots as well.
Do you have any iconic photo? We all have these photos that we just like, oh man, I was there at the right time. It was perfect. Do you have any of those, one of those that you love of your work?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was actually when we were shooting for, it was one of our first WANDRD shoots, and we'd flown up San Francisco. We're on the coast, and then there was this big flock of birds that all of a sudden, as I was shooting this photographer, kind of this, golden low light, really beautiful, and all these birds all of a sudden just flew by. And so had this huge flock of birds in the background as she was shooting a camera herself with the WANDRD bag on and,
Oh, wow.
and the beach in the background.
Catalog cover.
Yeah.
That's right.
At least I like to think so. I should make it clear that while I love to shoot photos, I'm nowhere near a professional level photographer. It's definitely been a hobby.
Gotcha.
More out of love and less out of skill.
Gotcha. As long as we shoot long enough, we get some good ones in there somewhere. That's what I found.
Yeah.
You got to keep firing away.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get lucky.
That's right.
And you did some work with Acumen Learning. How'd you get involved with them?
So it's actually my dad's business, and so he started the business back when I was really young. Actually, just after the motorhome trip that we took down to Baja.
Oh wow!
He had took a sabbatical from his old job, kind of left there, and then started his own corporate training firm. And so right out of college and kind of through college, I was working for him there.
Mm-hmm. What kind of training did they do? All kinds of just corporate stuff, HR and sales. And...
So it's there's more focus on the financials. So it's business acumen and teaching employees how to read financial statements and make better business decisions.
Ah, so that probably prepared you well for starting WANDRD.
Absolutely. Yep. And he's been a great mentor along the way.
I'll bet. And so you guys say the idea came from your kitchen table. What were some of the features and aesthetics missing from most camera bags that you wanted to fix?
Yeah, I think one of the big ones for us was style and the aesthetics. Most camera bags that we found and that we're looking at just screamed camera bag.
Big square box of foam.
Exactly. And not only would not like the look and the style of it, but it also, as a traveler, kind of puts a target on your back for theft and for people that are looking to snag an expensive piece of equipment. So that was a big one. But then also, finding this aesthetic and the style that we liked, but putting together features that we liked from different bags, but didn't necessarily find in one bundle, whether it was weatherproof materials or really durable or this expandable space so you could carry, more gear when you need it and less when you don't, as well as quick, easy access into the bag. So there was all these features that we were able to comprise into a package that we felt like also looked really good,
right?
And that you'd want to wear.
Yeah, you guys, I love your look and aesthetics. That's one of the things that first attracted me to them. Is that is a camera bag that does look like a camera bag. I'm all over that. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And how did you? So starting out, how did you design all these things? Were you guys designers, or did you hire a designer? How'd that come about?
Yeah, no, it was a lot of trial and error. And we first, we had a vision for what we wanted, and neither of us were designers. Though we were both creatives, and immediately went to the drawing board and put down on paper the things that we liked. And on that first bag, we ended up hiring a designer to help put it kind of our ideas into a tech packet that we could send to a factory.
Gotcha.
And then from there, started getting iterations of the bag and making tweaks and changes.
And was that first factory overseas, or did you have anything made in the U.S.? There's some bag producers there out in Utah, I believe.
Yeah, we reached out to some factories here, and with our design, I think with how complex it was, most of them were like, yeah, this isn't going to make sense here in the U.S. And so we had a family friend that connected us with some factories in both Vietnam and China, and then we ultimately went with a factory in Vietnam.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. There's some great factories there. I've been to Vietnam a million times. Yeah, some good folks.
Yeah, they're really good on the soft good stuff as well.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we really lucked out with the partner that we found, and he's just been a great partner and treats his people extremely well.
Cool.
Has a really great setup over there, and so we really appreciated working with him.
That's awesome. Good for you guys. And tell us about your Kickstarter experience. What was that like? That's always a hit or miss thing from what I hear from people.
Right. Yeah, you love it or hate it.
Exactly.
And as we were starting off with very little funds between us, we felt like crowdfunding was the easy, natural route. Well, I don't know if easy, but the clear path to go to try to get some funds to place our first order, but also test the idea that we had. Ultimately, it was a really great experience for us. We had some other brands that we were friends with that had done the Kickstarter process, and we were able to sit down, interview them, and figure out best practices. And then ended up throwing a party in our parents' backyard, inviting all of our friends and family to launch the Kickstarter, and then had a raffle for anybody that backed the campaign, and kind of made it exciting and fun that way with our family and friends.
That's
and also
great.
made it kind of like an easy, natural way to ask our family and friends for help, rather than just sending them a cold sales text of, hey, back our campaign.
Right. That's
which felt
cool.
a little weird.
Yeah. I'll bet. That's pretty cool. What was that party like? How many people were there? Pretty big crowd?
Yeah, we ended up having 150 people there, and it was fun. We got like people, like other companies in the local community to donate products to the raffle. We bought some things ourselves to donate to the raffle, and had a food truck come, and ended up just being just a fun hangout.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I love that idea. Who came up with that?
I think we both did. Yeah, it was kind of
smart.
A joint idea there.
Yeah, right on. That's very cool. And so tell us a little bit about WANDRD. What was your first product? And you've always focused on photo bags.
Yeah, it's that was the main idea that we came up with as we were both looking for camera bags. Though all of the products that we make are also, we build them with the functionality so that they can be like a photo bag or not. And so they're actually great travel bags, everyday bags, whether you're a photographer or not. Mm-hmm. And so it's been fun to explore both the photography and then just the travel and everyday uses. Yeah. But the first bag that we came up with was the Provoke Pack, and that's still our number one seller.
It's still in the line. Yeah, I was checking that out.
Yeah, and we're on the third iteration of it since that first Kickstarter campaign, and that was won Camera Bag of the Year award and some other great kind of accolades, and yeah,
very cool. And so, at what point did you realize you were onto something here? You had a real thing going.
I think it was that first Kickstarter campaign. We did over $100,000 on the campaign, and at the time, that was just a ton of money to us, and it felt like just a real, beyond the money, just a cool validation that, like, hey, we're not the only ones that want this bag. All of these people have put their money forth to say that they're interested in it, want something like this, and felt like we could make it happen.
That's very cool. And I love that you guys say you're not a product company. You exist to inspire people to get out and live passionate lives. Where does that come from? That's awesome.
Yeah, I think it comes from the fact that we're just like passionate people ourselves. And we've always said that we're our ultimate customer. We're creating products and we're created this brand for us and for people like us. And as we just get passionate about life and about doing things and experiencing, this life that we have, we wanted to start a brand that inspired other people to do the same thing, and to, see new places and to get out and explore, whether it's in your own backyard or across the globe. And yeah, so it's just a brand for that, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, because I think you just learn so much from your travels and meeting other people and seeing how other people live in different other countries. It's a great way to learn and live, I think. Good on you.
Yeah, really great education.
Yeah. So in all your travels and all your visits to Vietnam and all these places, where's the furthest place you've been? Furthest from home, say, or most remote?
Yeah, probably New Zealand, I would say. And maybe that comes to mind because it's also one of my favorite memories. It was down the southern part of the South Island in the Milford Sound. And we were kayaking through the Milford Sound and had these seals and dolphins just like jumping in and out of our kayak wakes and like playing all around us.
That must have been cool.
Yes, that was a real special experience.
I'll bet. Yeah. That's still, Australia is the only continent left on my bucket list. I've got all the other ones, but I got to get down there to New Zealand and Australia. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, incredible down there.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. We're going to take a little break and give some love to our sponsor. I've heard from some of you photographers out there that you've always wanted to sell your photos online. SmugMug makes it easy. With a few clicks, you can start selling prints and digital downloads right away. They handle everything from billing to shipping and work with some of the best labs in the world. RickSayesPhotography.com has been with SmugMug for over 20 years, and they've handled every transaction flawlessly. Go to ricksayes.com/sellphotos and try it for free. To set up your account today, go to ricksayes.com/sellphotos. Now back to the show. Are there any other new things coming up, new projects or products you're working on that you can talk about?
Yeah, we've got, I think that our next product launch on our website was actually a Kickstarter that was live this year. And then we've had to push back just a little bit on the actual launch to our website because of the supply chain issues with COVID and everything else that most business owners are experiencing right now. But we're really excited about it because it's a sling bag. So it's a sling style bag for camera gear or not that also integrates with a laptop. And so we're excited about it because most most sling bags have the kind of the limit of, or the limitation that you can't carry your laptop or a bigger laptop, like a 16-inch or 17-inch laptop with you. And this has a really cool sleeve that the laptop case slips into. Hard to explain over words, but a really cool system to allow you to be kind of carry more minimal gear along with a larger laptop.
Very cool. When's that going to launch?
And that should launch at the beginning of Q2.
Okay, cool.
Next year.
Awesome. We'll be on
Sorry,
the lookout.
2022.
2020. Cool. So that'll be probably about a month or two after this episode drops. So we'll keep an eye on that, and when it does, we'll make sure and share it up on all of our socials and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that'd be great.
That sounds pretty interesting. So what outdoor activities do you participate in?
So mountain biking, a lot of great mountain biking here in Utah.
Yeah.
Backpacking, hiking, I think are the main ones right now. I used to climb a lot more. Since my youngest started walking, it's been a little bit less, but that's what I'm excited to get back into.
He's climbing now, so you got to teach him, right?
That's right.
How old is he?
He's 4 now.
Wow, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah. Do you have a favorite? Would you rather be climbing, or do you have a favorite outdoor activity?
My favorite right now, I think, is mountain biking.
Got you. Mm-hmm.
I guess that, or I didn't mention surfing. Mountain biking or surfing.
Hard to surf in Utah, though.
Yeah. It's a terrible activity to be in love with when you're living in Utah.
That's right. And do you have any suggestions or advice for folks that want to get into the bag business or launch their own bag business?
You're saying books, sorry?
Do you have any suggestions or advice for folks that want to get into the bag business or launch their own bag business?
Oh, yeah. I think the biggest thing is to just go for it. I know I talk to so many people that have ideas and that want to be doing something. And I think the biggest limitation is just that like forward momentum. Yep. And it's scary to take that step, or you get the hesitation of, well, I go down this path and it doesn't work out. The hardest thing is just to start going, just to start making steps in that direction. And whether it works out or not, like you got nothing to lose.
You can always go back to work. Yeah.
Exactly. And as far as making that first step, the advice there is just to reach out to somebody that's doing something similar and get advice on what those first steps are, or, contacts of people whether it's to design the bag or factories to speak with. But I find that's like the biggest place I see people stop is actually in taking the first step and actually moving forward with their idea.
Yeah, I think you're right. They're so worried about all the things going on, and at some point you just jump in. And I think you guys probably found this, as I have when I started my podcast. When you do reach out to people, everybody loves to help. They love to give you suggestions and ideas and resources.
Yeah, we've gotten so much help along the way, and so likewise, I love when people reach out to me. I love giving help and advice. So yeah, I guess if you need a resource, reach out to me. My email is ryan@WANDRD.com, and I'm happy to even give some advice and some help.
Perfect. We'll link to that in the show notes. Yeah. Just get going. Don't wait. Do you have any daily routines you use to keep your sanity? Meditate, exercise? Your 4-year-old probably keeps you sane.
That's right. Yeah. I would say, exercise and meditation are the big ones for me.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you use a meditation app, or how do you meditate?
I don't use an app. I've got a hot tub that I love to go sit in the morning and just try to set my intention for the day and try to just kind of center myself and think through. Yeah, basically just that. Like, what's my intention for today, and how do I show up in the best way possible?
Love it. Yeah. And do you do an end of the day routine too?
I don't. Okay. I've been meaning to put one in place, but it's typically just read before bed.
Yeah. It's hard at the end of the day because it seems like the hours just go by and then boom, I got to go to bed. It's like, I'm saying the end of the day thing is not as good as the morning routine.
Yeah, the morning routine's a little easier.
Yeah, a little more stable. Yeah. Do you have any favorite books or books you give as gifts?
Yeah, there's a lot. One that comes to mind is "Ego is the Enemy" by Ryan Holiday.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that one, and just it's all about most of the problems don't come from the outside. It's our own stuff that comes up, and working on staying humble and trying to remove the ego as much as possible.
That's a good one. Yeah, he's got a lot of good books.
Oh yeah,
he's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing how the monkey mind, I forget who called it the monkey mind, but just gets in your head and you can spin around in circles. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. How about a favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
It's a good one. Probably my camping hammock from Grand Trunk.
Okay.
I love that thing. Yeah, it's whether I'm actually sleeping in it or just throwing it up to go relax and hang out in the outdoors.
Okay, cool. I don't think that's come up before. That's cool. We'll have to link to that in the show notes. That's a good one. Good idea. And you guys have a special offer for listeners that they can take advantage of buy themselves a new camera bag?
Yeah, we do. We're going to do a 10% off discount code for the podcast listeners, and it'd be Outdoor Biz 10.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks. We appreciate that.
Discount code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I might take advantage of that and grab something. Yeah, some cool stuff.
Awesome.
And anything else you'd like to ask or say of our listeners before we wrap up?
I don't think I do.
Okay. And give us that email one more time if people want to reach out to you.
Yeah. It's Ryan, RYAN, at WANDRD, WANDRD.com.
Excellent. We'll put a link to that in the show notes too. Well, Ryan, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, likewise.
I look forward to meeting you at a show one of these days when we get back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Are you guys going to go to the Big Gear Show?
I don't think we're going to the Big Gear Show, but we will be at the Outdoor Retailer.
Okay. I'm not sure which one of those I'm going to, if not both. But one of these days we'll connect.
Yes,
cool.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Be sure to visit our website, theoutdoorbizpodcast.com, where you'll find show notes with links to everything we talked about and more. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts so you'll never miss an episode. And while you're at it, if you found value in this show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes. Or spread the word and tell a friend about the show. That would really help us out too. Be sure to tune in every week. And thanks again for listening to the Outdoor Biz Podcast with Rick Saez.